Let me say good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. I know she has actually apologized for starting late, but let me also add my voice to that. Now, while we're there, we did talk about also with regards to how us as a government and the media have worked together in terms of sharing certain roles, and indeed, I did mention that our roles are complementary. We have the data that must get to our people, but we don't have the vehicle that we can use to convey that data. Now the vehicle happens to be you. So we use you to be able to reach our people regarding what we are doing as a government. And therefore, we are actually joined at the hip. We cannot be separated. And therefore, the better we work together, the more we will be able to achieve our objective as two very complementary entities. So thank you so much for that, having worked together with us all this far. Now, today, we have invited you here, ladies and gentlemen, to brief you on a very, very topical issue, and that is on the census. And that is why we have the Director General and the Director from Kenya National Bureau of Statistics to take us through the various numbers that are released on 4th of November, so that you can be able to have the opportunity to interrogate those numbers, and the responses will be coming from none other than the expert himself. But before we get there, we're not just talking about census alone in this country, but there are also other issues that as a population, as a nation, we should be concerned about. And you're all aware that we have been grappling with the issue of floods in part of the country, and it is still there, though the rains have sort of subsided. But we as a government continue to monitor the situation, and we want to just tell the public that we are on top of things, and areas that have been affected, we are providing interventions and necessary assistance to ensure that their livelihoods are restored. In total, we did talk about areas that have been affected. Those areas were 25 counties. They still remain 25 counties. Though, like I did mention, that the rains have somewhat subsided, but the impact is still there. Those that are adversely affected are 8. I give the numbers if you're interested. I mean the specific counties that are adversely affected, and the sectors that have been affected are also, for instance, education, health, agriculture, water, and physical infrastructure. These are roads and bridges. Now, the government has been able to provide intervention to ensure that the impact of the floods is not as severe as would have been expected. But so far, with regard to humanitarian, I think this is the sad part of it, is that we've been able to lose 48 lives so far on account of floods, 48 lives. And the total number of livestock that have also been lost due to flooding is 17,550. It's a livestock, different shades of livestock, the goats, camels, cows. But in totality, we're talking about 17,550. The households that have been affected, 65,000 households. This is across the 25 counties. Infrastructure also been destroyed, that is bridges and roads. Now, in terms of infrastructure, I've speaking right now, the government has sent teams from the Ministry of Transport to go and assess and begin to repair. You do recall that there was an area that was cut off in Kwale, and within 2-3 days, transportation across the region was restored. And it's the same thing that this team is doing to assess all bridges and roads that have been cut off, so that they can be able to undertake immediate repairs in order for normal movement across countries can be restored. The government is also working in consultation with the county government to ensure that humanitarian services, humanitarian needs and assistance is given to our people that are affected by floods. This includes also non-state actors like Kenya Red Cross, World Food Program that are working with the government. But specifically, the foods that have been distributed or that are also being distributed right now, if we just go through that very, very quickly, by counties. These are counties that are adversely affected. The first one is Isiolo. And the amount of food that has been distributed is going by specific food items. It's rice, 2,100 bags. These are 50 kilogram bags taken to Isiolo. Beans, Isiolo, 600 bags of beans. Vegetable oil, 150 cartons. And fortified food, 300. Wajir, rice, 5,600 bags of 50 kilogram. Beans, also to Wajir, 2,400. Vegetable oil, 400 cartons. And fortified foods, 800. Mandera, 4,900 bags. Beans, 2,100. Vegetable oil, 350. And fortified food, 700. Tana River, rice, 2,100 bags. Beans, 900. Vegetable oil, 150 cartons. Fortified foods, 300 bales. Trans-Nzoia, 1,400 bags of rice. Beans, 600 bags. Vegetable oil, 100 cartons. Fortified foods, 200 bales. Now, these are areas that we're using as to preposition food, so that from there now they're taken by helicopters and distributed into various sub-counties. So these foods are not necessarily intended for those counties alone, they're intended for sub-counties. So from there, it's just a place whereby we're using trucks to preposition food there, and thereafter this food is taken by helicopters and distributed to the needy areas. So the government is on top of things and to ensure that no life is lost on account of lack of food. We're also aware that exams have been going on. Last week, KCP exams ended very, very successful, despite of the fact that some of these areas were affected by floods, and the government made plans to ensure that even those areas that were affected, exams were still delivered there using other means of mobility, especially, particularly helicopter. The same is happening right now when we're having our KCSE exams, and so far everything has gone on well, and we project that everything will end well. Now this is what I have for you regarding update on floods. Of course, you're also aware that the Ministry of Health is equally doing its best to ensure that areas that are affected by floods, they provide medical support in terms of giving necessary drugs to those that are affected. So I'm sure we'll have some questions later on at the tail end of this presentation. But now I wish to call upon the Director General, Mr. Zachary Mwangi, to give us an update on the census. Director.